April is really the start of the new year, and I tried to tell you that, and you didn't believe me. But when I say I got your ass, oh, I've got your ass. So, there's actually 13 months with 28 days each. 13 times 28 is 364, with the one neutral day is 365 days a year. April being the first, May, June, Soul is the month that's missing. July, August, September, which is 7 in Latin, October, which is 8, November, which is 9, and December, which is 10. January, February, March being the 13th, with the one neutral day, brings us back round to April being the start of the new year. And if you take a look at nature, you can tell it's the start of the new year. Spring, when all the flowers start to blossom again. Come on, brother. And remember, April is the start of the new tax year. And if you ever wondered why, it's because that is the start of the new year. They are literally rubbing it in our faces. The truth is hidden in plain sight. That's why they call it April Fool's Day. Because January is not the start of the new year. It's really April. So yeah, Happy New Year, everyone.
Blow your mind again. Ready?
Yeah, let me hear.
Check this out. Disney. Do you know why Disney characters wear gloves?
No. Why?
Check this out. The gloves Disney characters wear,
Yeah.
it's resemblance to...
Disney characters don't have gloves on, bro.
What are you talking about? Disney characters don't have gloves.
Like, what do you mean? Like the princesses?
No, look at Mickey.
Oh, okay.
Mickey,
Who else?
Goofy, whoever's in that crew.
Okay, so
they
just
wear
that
gloves.
crew.
They wear gloves.
Okay.
Right? You know why?
Why?
Watch this.
Why? Why do they wear gloves? They're all murderers.
Check this shit out.
They're mass murderers.
Boom. Okay.
Let me see.
So you're familiar with those gloves, right?
Yeah.
Mickey's wearing those gloves. It has like the 3 lines on it.
The infamous.
Yeah, the infamous gloves. Interesting. Why those gloves and why those 3 lines?
Okay.
Check this out. These gloves are the same gloves of the Freemasons.
No.
Of the Freemasons, bro.
No.
Crazy.
No
Crazy.
way.
That's why Mickey and all those random characters on Disney, fam, they all wear those gloves, bruh.
No.
Look at it. Those are the Freemason gloves. That's why they have the 3 lines on it. Specifically, those 3 lines. Where have we ever...
You remember on the movie Avatar, when we used our locks? I said we, because that was us, to connect with nature and the giant tree. But look at this picture. That look like a giant tree. It don't look like that is a giant tree. If they cut down, look how smaller they are than a tree. Another giant tree, cut down. And you know we were getting our energy from the trees and the sun, man. The grass and all of that stuff. Look at that. Why would they cut down these giant trees for? Not an ounce of melanin in sight. Just keep cutting down our giant trees, man. Why? That's ridiculous. Over and over and over. Repeat. Them cutting down giant trees. What happened to all the giant trees? Another one. DJ Khaled voice. Another one. 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 Assholes. Another one. Look at that. Another one. Another one. Another one. Now, when I say these quote-unquote mountains look like tree stumps, bruh, that's because they were tree stumps, bruh. Dead ass. Believe what you want, though.
Sunsets destroy flat Earth every single time.
Atmospheric conditions can refract and magnify boats and the sun, causing them to set when they move away from your
Ship going over the curve
perspective.
and the sun setting.
And that's on a level,
On a flat table.
Here's the first test of a sun moving over a flat surface, and with no atmospheric magnification It does what we might expect it would. It gets smaller as it goes away from us. Let's see what happens when we add in our atmospheric magnification. Again, water and refraction. Water causes magnification and refraction, right? So let's bring the sun back. Oh, check this out. Refraction bends the light downward. It made the sun set on a parallel surface. It's quite possible that the creator of the cosmos could have figured out the same thing and engineered our beautiful sunsets, thanks to all that water he placed in our atmosphere. Just something to think about.
Even across the counter, and the bottles are sitting level on the countertop. Now let's look at it from the counterpoint view.
A big issue I was having with the flat earth for the longest time was the sunrise and sunsets. I realized that it was a perspective issue. There is a generous amount of light where the sun is at, but since it's so close, it doesn't spread its light like it would if it were bigger and further. The sun circumnavigates the earth like a huge clockwork. Sometimes that takes a while to sink in.
Very, very tiny, and it gets bigger as it gets closer to midday and then gets smaller again. It's literally that effect of perspective.
And watch how this sun comes at you. Boom. I mean, come on. And that's all perspective. If you look at jet trails, Google Images, you'll see them. They start out low at the horizon. They come up overhead. Look at that thing. They come up overhead and then they go down to the horizon.
All right. So what this is called right here is cognitive dissonance. And it's simply, I'm saying something that contradicts with what you believe, so you have to reject it immediately. You can't consider it. You can't study it. You can't do anything. You have to reject it because it goes against your belief. It's not that I'm a false teacher. That's why you call me a name like a false teacher or a demon, because it contradicts your belief. And your ego is too big to let you say, oh, I could be wrong.
This is not a fairy tale. This is London. Let's discover together the lost technology of the old world. God's gift to humanity, the ether energy. You can see the spikes and domes all over the architecture of the old world. Stay until the end and I'll show you the proof by providing videos of some of these buildings who still work until today. I promised you that you'll see the ether, and I'm not going to disappoint you. Antenna amplifier resonating moderator. Let's enjoy together the beauty of ether gathering technology of the old world. Synagogues, cathedrals, and mosques are not only what they told us. Ether is a gift from God to mankind, unlimited free safe energy and harmony with nature.
Activation. Aux arrières. Aux arrières. Connexion. Activation.
Free energy means no slavery. Wake up, humanity. You've been enslaved.
28 days, all the symptoms resolve. Okay? The mercury was coming from the fish. So that's one example. Okay? Another example, because one of the primary fish that people like to eat is salmon. Okay?
Yes.
What people didn't just recently found out about salmon a couple of years ago is they make a genetically modified version of it. Did you know that? Yes, so they make a genetically modified version. I think it was created in Canada. And so they take this genetically modified version, and somehow incidentally combine it in the same waters with the natural salmon. You know what the genetically modified version started doing? You can look this up. It started eating the natural salmon.
Oh, that's a wrap.
You can look this up like this. I'm not making this up. It's not a video. It's like it really happened. So what's really important is that. And then the third thing I'll tell you is that because the waters are so polluted in the ocean today, well, what people don't realize is that radiation continue out into the...
This is how they cover it. The number 23 in Hollywood. Like Miley Cyrus's song, 23. Everyone's like, oh, it's Air Jordan, Michael Jordan. Where do you think they got it from? Who was one of the biggest celebrities in Hollywood, in the industry? NBA. Loved him. Even though I think NBA is a bit scripted. That's right. Loved him. But what happened to his dad? Number 23. What happened to his dad? Michael Jordan's dad. And they hide the truth behind that. That's why they, Central C wears 23, then everyone just thinks, oh, there's Michael Jordan. No. They are putting truth in plain sight about sacrifices that has to be made in the industry in Hollywood. 23, the movie with Jim Carrey. If you haven't seen it, it's one of the only movies that he actually acts serious in. Number 23, what happened to his girlfriend? Come on. Don't think that they're just wearing it for the fucking fashion or Air Jordan, 23. No. Nope. Sacrifices.
Rumors have existed for decades about a secret tunnel system built through the United States. Some have claimed that these tunnels contain high-speed rails that can travel across the entire country. People claiming to be whistleblowers have released maps displaying thousands of miles of tunnel systems in the United States alone. These tunnels are known as deep underground military bases. During the Cold War, at least 200,000 fallout shelters were built in the United States alone. As of today's date in 2023, the Pentagon has admitted to losing around $5 trillion in the defense budget. Where did this money go? It is not inconceivable to think that they may have spent this money building massive underground cities. The biggest threat to those in power would be nuclear war or something like a comet or asteroid hitting the planet. It makes a lot of sense that people with the power and money would build something to withstand any event. What is going on beneath our feet?
Do you ever notice the same numbers everywhere? Well, there's one number that has strange connections throughout history. It's called the 23 Enigma, and it's the idea that everything from dates, major events, disasters, and more are connected to the number 23. This number is considered either lucky or unlucky, sinister, strange, or sacred. Its origins can be traced back to William S. Burroughs. There was even a Jim Carrey movie made about this, but maybe it's all just coincidence.
So now let's rewind a bit and see what this Dakota chief explains about this ancient tree, and also why they do not recognize this ancient tree as the Devil's Tower.
Land. What we have here is this grandmother tree. She's like this big avatar tree that you've seen in these movies. And her birth was like 200 million years ago, and over time, about 50 million years ago, this is what happened, in the condition that she's in now. That's the present day state. So there's 150 million years of life that she created here on Mother Earth. If you want to visit with her, no matter where you're at, go sit with a tree, see? Because her roots, they go all the way out, maybe up to 400 miles out of here. And they're attached to each root of every tree that you see on this earth. And these trees, they're connected to grass as well, the roots of the grass. So no matter where you're at, sit and visit and talk with the tree, because as a collective consciousness of all creation, of all unconditional love, is going to come back to this tree, this grandmother. So there's many names for her. There's many names over the over the centuries and centuries of people that lived here, the indigenous tribes, they all had a different name based on the timelines that they lived. So we're talking about 150 million years, or maybe even 150 million names that she carries. So she has many names. We do not recognize the name Devil's Tower at all because it does not honor her. Mitakuye Oyasi.